Salve larpeiro de todo o Brasil, essa é a minha segunda tentativa de gravar esse vídeo. Hoje a gente vai reagir a um vídeo de How to Fight at Bicolline, como lutar no Bicolline, que é um Larp canadense que é gigantesco. Eles têm uma vila construída, uma vila física construída, que está um pouco fora da nossa realidade de conseguir construir esse tipo de coisa no Brasil, pelo menos por enquanto. É uma vila de fantasia medieval. E hoje a gente vai aprender um pouco sobre as regras de combate deles. Eu não sei como funciona o combate no Bicolline, então eu vou acompanhar junto com vocês. Vamos descobrir se elas são aproximadas do que a gente faz por aqui também. Antes de mais nada, agradecimentos ao Dan, que é nosso mais novo apoiador. Se você quiser que seu nome apareça aqui também, você apoia a gente no Apoie-se com valores a partir de R$5. Bom, é isso. Nosso Apoie-se também, nós temos alguns vídeos de making off, temos vídeos temos um grupo de oficina, no qual a gente ensina a galera a fazer Larp também e coordenar grupos de Larp e de swordplay. Enfim, dá uma olhada lá que vocês vão ver tudo que a gente está oferecendo, é bem legal. E vamos pro vídeo, né? Acho que é isso mesmo, vamos pro vídeo.
Hi, I'm Carl and welcome to Larp.
De novo essa questão das legendas, né? Vamos lá.
Hi, I'm Carl and welcome to Larp Legion.
Deixa eu tentar diminuir um pouco a qualidade para ver se trava menos. Ixi, já tá no 720. Deixa assim mesmo. Olha isso, gente. Muito absurdo o nível de investimento que tem nesse rolê, sabe?
So, today's video is going to be a quick one right before Bico about the combat rules, just to make sure that everyone is aware of how combat works, so that everything goes super smoothly and that there are no issues on the battlefield or confusion. So this video...
Tem muito desses vídeos de como usar as regras de combate, porque são regras que acontecem em tempo real, né? Quando você tem outras habilidades, outras coisas que você vai fazer, ou outros tipos de circunstância, essas coisas são passíveis de serem trabalhadas sem cortar o fluxo do jogo. Por isso que a maior parte das pessoas insiste em explicar as regras de combate, né?
The video is going to be separated in different sections which you can go and click through to get exactly to the part you want to be at. So just on the play bar, first we're going to have equipment, then we're going to have weapon, then death, healers, war machine, and then monsters. So without further ado, let's get right into it. To begin with, when there is a fight at Bico, everyone is going to wear a little armband. Well, little flag armband thing. It's either going to be yellow or blue. You need to tie it somewhere visible, preferably on your arm, just for fair play reason, but also to avoid any of your teammate being confused. You don't want to try to sneak in and then some people from your front thinking that you're an enemy and then use all those resources to run after you for no reason. So, on the arm, best place to go. Then, everyone is allowed an indestructible shield at Bico, meaning that you can have a shield on your person somewhere that is indestructible. You might want to tie it on your back so that you can get shot in the back, on your arm, whatever you use, you can have that shield. So that's good to know. It can be a small one, a big one, but you should carry a shield because why not? It's part of your equipment. For armor pieces, clothing, meaning gambeson as well, do not give any point of armor, sadly. But any piece of armor being soft metal or leather is going to give you 1 point of armor. Soft metal including chainmail. Now, any piece of hard metal or layered metal is going to give you 2 points.
A gente já teve tentativas de fazer sistemas de armadura aqui e no contexto atual o Sangria está trabalhando simplesmente com o conceito de proteções, porque as armaduras são caras e não são inclusivas, né, para a nossa realidade. Então a gente não tem usado sistemas de armadura aqui. Mas tem sempre a possibilidade de usar escudos, né? Ele estava falando dos escudos indestrutíveis antes. Na maior parte dos jogos, os escudos só vão poder ser destruídos por alguma chamada específica de destruir item. Eles não podem ser destruídos normalmente.
For example, this here is my chest piece. As you can see, metal with leather under. This gives me 2 points of armor. But an important thing to note is that the back only has little tiny pieces of metal. So if I were to get hit on the back, these would sadly not count. So this would only be 1 point of armor. That's very important to note, just so that you don't try or just by accident kind of cheat. So keep that in mind. Now, let's move on to weapons.
Armas.
Weapons are pretty simple actually. Any weapon only does 1 point of damage, meaning that you don't have any overpowered weapons or anything like that.
E esse conceito de arma causar mais de 1 ponto de dano não faz muito sentido. É bem estranho, na verdade. E isso atrapalha bastante no Larp. A gente tem um princípio do surge, né, que é o sistema que o Sangria usa, que é o sistema que eu escrevi. E no surge a gente tem o princípio de conta 1. Isso significa que nada no jogo deve ser contado mais do que 1. Então, se eu tenho, por exemplo, 3 proteções, eu só vou contar uma proteção quando eu recebo um golpe. Eu não vou contar 2, eu não vou contar 3. Né? Eu vou sempre contar uma e elas me protegem de 3 golpes no total. Pra gente é a mesma coisa. A gente não tem exatamente pontos de vida, a gente tem o desmembramento com as proteções em cima do desmembramento.
Any weapon will do that no matter the length or the size. Any weapon under 112 centimeters can be wielded with 1 hand, but anything above 112 centimeters needs to be wielded with 2 hands.
Não tem muito essa restrição, não. Se você consegue segurar a espada com uma mão, ótimo. Se você não consegue, segura com 2. Não tem uma restrição de tamanho obrigatória para isso.
So for example, here, you can't really get in the frame, but this is my Naginata from Atelier de Messis. Love this weapon. The thing is, it's a 2-handed weapon, meaning that if I were to hit someone, but at the last second, I kind of let go of 1 hand to get that extra reach, that hit does not count. It is only with 2 hands. Now, another thing to
Não sei porquê, né? Não faz muito sentido essa regra. Só complica.
note is that the strength of the hit does not matter. As long as the hit connects, it's a hit. So there's no point in going harder or stronger to hit someone.
No Sangria a gente tem trabalhado com o conceito de que os golpes leves são tratados como golpes leves, né? Então, se você tem um raspãozinho, você trata isso como um pequeno corte, você sente dor, mas isso não te desmembra. O golpe que desmembra não é um golpe forte, mas é um golpe encaixado, né? Não tem nenhuma necessidade do golpe ser forte, mas ele tem que ser marcado como um golpe.
Any hit counts as a hit. You will or may also find javelins on the field. Those javelins can be thrown at people. The thing to know though is that you are not allowed to throw them or aim them at someone's head. Accidents happen of course, but never willingly aim it at someone's head. If you hit someone with a javelin, it only counts as 1 point of damage still. Same thing for bows. If you shoot someone with your bow, that arrow only does 1 point of damage. Now, for people that are going to be doing archery with bows and arrows, there's one very important thing to note. You do not shoot your arrows to do volleys. Don't do that, it's super dangerous. You don't know where it's gonna land. It could, and also just the velocity of an arrow coming down, even if it's a Larp arrow, is very dangerous. Now, talking about Larp arrows, only flat-headed ones are allowed. No round-tip ones. They actually have been banned at Bico and at a lot of Larps now too, because they are dangerous, because they're the shape of an eye socket, meaning they can go in even though they're fake arrows, so...
Isso é interessante. Regras de segurança para as flechas, né? Se a flecha tem a cabeça redonda, ela tende a machucar mais. Isso eu boto fé, que seja assim mesmo. A gente tem poucos arqueiros em Belo Horizonte, mas as flechas que a gente faz são relativamente seguras também, assim. Mas é bom saber disso. A gente pode começar a adotar essa regra de segurança aqui também. É sempre importante proteger os olhos das pessoas das flechas enquanto a gente está jogando, porque pode machucar bastante.
Those are not allowed, don't bring them to Bico, you won't be able to use them. Now, also about bows and arrows. There's a general rules that if you only see the person's head, or you don't really have a clear shot, you do not take the shot. Don't take the shot. I mean, it's simple. There's a good chance that you're gonna hit the head, the face, and like you're not allowed to shoot there anyway. So either wait for them to give yourself a clear shot, or aim somewhere else. It's a giant battlefield with hundreds of people. You probably have a better shot somewhere. Or if someone runs at you and you only see their head, either run away or try to aim for their legs, because someone who is legged is pretty much dead.
Calma, me perdi
Give yourself a clear shot, or aim somewhere else. It's a giant battlefield with
sim.
hundreds of people.
Nós não temos centenas de pessoas ainda jogando Larp aqui. Mas tem que tomar cuidado com os tiros de flecha que peguem na cabeça ou na virilha ou nos seios. Pessoas com seios continuam sendo falta, né, aqui. Então tem que tomar muito cuidado com como você atira, onde você atira, enfim.
Probably have a better shot somewhere, or if someone runs at you and you only see their head, either run away or try to aim for their legs, because someone who is legged is pretty much dead. Death or damage at Bico. The way it works is that you have your points of armor, as I mentioned. So let's say I'm wearing this fancy here chest plate. This chest plate now gives me a total of 3 hit points, because we have 2 points of armor and then my hit point for my own body. You have the sections for your limbs, which are your arms and legs. If you lose an arm, you put your arm behind your back, preferably to show that it's down, and that means that if you are using a two-handed weapon, you now cannot use that weapon. So you can always carry a dagger close to you, so that if you lose one of your hands for your two-handed usage, you can just switch to that dagger and do a lot of damage if you can get close enough. If you lose a leg, what you need to do is you need to get down on one knee. You're not allowed to move around, so you need to stay stationary where you got downed. I mentioned the limbs, but we have the most important body parts, which are the head and the chest. If one of those two places gets completely depleted of HP, meaning your armor and then your hit point, you are automatically dead. That means that if, let's say, you are not wearing a helmet and you only have your chrome dome out and someone manages to sneak a little hit on your head, you're instantly dead, which is a good reason to wear a helmet at Bico, not just for safety purposes, but you know, it kind of sucks to be wearing a bunch of armor and then be killed in one hit. If you hit someone there by accident, the best thing to do, and that most people will do, is you just go down on one knee as if you had died, just to show sportsmanship, but also that it was not on purpose. There are certain sections that do not count for hits. A hit to the face, throat, or groin does not count. If ever you do hit someone there by accident, it's always a good idea to check in with them. You can be like, are you okay? And then you keep fighting. If you get killed at Bico, you need to get down on one knee to show that you're dead, but it is not allowed to fake being dead. So if you are dead, what you do is you grab your weapon and you hold it upside down to signify that you are dead. So no confusion there. If you're dead, don't hold it that way or else you might get whacked. But also if you're not dead, don't hold it upside down. That's super cheap, don't do that. But also, you're not allowed to fake it to try to get, oh, I'm dead, and then when people get back close to you, you whack them.
Nos jogos do Sangria a gente simula o desmaio e todo o resto, não tem uma regra desse tipo não, mas eles fazem lutas de centenas de pessoas, né? A gente não tem tantas pessoas lutando. Pode ser que se o coletivo crescer o suficiente em algum momento, a gente tem que fazer diferente. Que mais? Cabeça não vale, né? Cabeça não vale aqui. E geralmente no swordplay brasileiro não vai valer, de forma geral.
Don't do that, it's messed up. If you're dead and you're down on one knees, the rule for respawn is that if there's combat around you, you stay on one knee and wait for combat to move past you, and then you get up. Otherwise, if a referee or a marshal, that's what we call them at Bico, if a marshal tells you to move and go to respawn, you can get up. A good rule of thumb is, if let's say you were in a one-on-one fight on the side and someone kills you count 10 seconds and then you can get up. A good thing to note though also is that there are healers at Bico, so...
A gente trata as cenas de combate porque são geralmente escaramuças, né? Nós tratamos elas um pouco diferente, assim. Quando você desmaia, você deita ou fica numa posição que indique que você perdeu, né, que você foi derrotado. E aí você não precisa fazer isso no sol, tá? Você pode mudar de lugar e ficar na sombra. E se algum curandeiro te curar, você pode voltar para o combate. Mas se o combate terminar, a cena de combate terminar, tem um tempo ainda para as pessoas que estão para decidir o que vai acontecer com os personagens que foram derrotados, né? Os vencedores vão tomar providência sobre o que vão fazer, e só depois dessa cena as personagens acordam, né? Esse é o total da cena de combate, o combate e o pós-combate. Ela é dividida nesses dois momentos. E aí você só pode acordar depois do pós-combate. Na maior parte das vezes isso significa que você vai ter um ferimento, ou uma infecção, ou alguma coisa do tipo. E em alguns jogos significa que seu personagem morreu também, né? E aí você não pode levantar, você vai lidar com isso de outra forma.
If you get down, it can be worth to stay there to see if a healer is gonna come by, but there's no real point of just staying down because there's not that many healers at Bico. So count at 10 seconds, then get up, or wait for combat to move away and then get up. Another thing to note when you are dead is that you're not allowed to talk. You can kind of joke around.
Morto não fala.
And say nice shot to whoever killed you and blah blah blah, but you're not allowed to do anything that would be considered metagaming, meaning let's say you just got backstabbed and you're dead, you're not allowed to yell to your teammate, backstab, backstab. The dead don't speak. It's simple. Now also when you are dead and you walk back to spawn, you walk back to spawn. You're not allowed to run back to spawn. When you come back from spawn, you can run as much as you can, but on your way back to spawn, you need to walk and take your time just to be fair, because otherwise everyone would just be running and the weight of dying would not be as heavy.
É uma regra de segurança para a saúde das pessoas também. Correr no sol de um lado para o outro é bem perigoso. Às vezes você precisa reduzir o ritmo dos jogadores, senão os jogadores fazem escolhas ruins assim, em relação à própria saúde. Então tem que tomar esse cuidado.
Now, for healers, if you are healing someone, what you need to do is touch them physically with a body part of yours connecting to one of theirs. Meaning you can't just go with your weapon and touch them from a distance and heal them that way. You need to actively touch the person with your own person. Now, if you are the one being healed, what you need to do is stay completely stationary, meaning you cannot move, cannot also attack, but you're allowed to defend yourself with a shield if you have one. Really important thing to know though is that if you do move or if you do attack, that completely restarts the healing process. There are different times for different hourglasses, but that is on the healer to know, and the healer should always make sure that their hourglass is completely empty before flipping it. When the healing process is completed, you get all of your hit points and armor points back, and you can then proceed back onto the battlefield.
Geralmente a gente vai tratar as proteções também como coisas que são recuperadas com a cura, mas pode depender do jogo também. O que mais que ele falou sobre? Toque, vai ter várias formas de curar nos jogos do Sangria, não necessariamente só com o toque físico. Você tem possibilidade de curar à distância, curar com arma. A gente tem mais versatilidade nesse sentido. E o que mais? Sim, eles usam uma ampulheta, né, para indicar o tempo que leva para fazer a cura acontecer. Eles têm várias ampulhetas, cada curandeiro tem uma ampulheta. Eu já tinha visto isso antes e não lembrava.
Next, let's talk about war machines. War machines are coming in different shapes or form at Bico. The most common ones you're going to see are going to be cannons and ballistas. How it works is pretty simple. You get shot by them, you're dead. You are dead. Even if it hits your shield, even if it grazes you, it touches your weapon, you're dead. It's instant, you take a knee. Even if you're fully armored, that's it. Now, there is a way to destroy war machines, and that is by taking off the little flag that is on them. Of course, not always the easiest thing to do, but if you manage to do so, along with friends, it's gone. The people operating the war machines are gonna have little red armbands on them, and they are the only ones who are allowed to operate them. So you cannot go like steal their cannons and then shoot them with it. That's not how it works. Only those people are allowed and are certified to use them. So stay safe. Let's talk about the big baddies of the battlefield, the monsters at Bico. There are a few of them. They're pretty terrorizing and they're easy to recognize because they are meant to stand out on the battlefield. And what they can do, just like the war machines, is that if they touch you anywhere, you are dead. They have a lot of hit points and they're gonna have a referee that's assigned to them that follows them around. You can kill them, but it's gonna take a lot of hits. It's gonna take at least 10 hits depending on where you're hitting it. If you shoot it with bow and arrows, it doesn't count. If you throw a javelin at it, it doesn't count. Now, if you shoot it with a ballista, it does count, but it only does 1 point of damage. If you shoot it with a cannon, the monster's dead. But
a gente não tem armas de cerco, né? Mas os nossos monstros também usam regras diferentes, assim, das regras comuns, mas eles não são necessariamente mais fortes do que os personagens, não. Vai depender do monstro, vai depender do que tá pegando, assim. E eles são pensados para trazer desafios diferentes aos jogadores, né? Não tem um padrão de derrota dos monstros. E eles geralmente vão seguir uma regra de swordplay diferente da regra de swordplay que é usada para os personagens humanos.
But yeah, good luck trying to shoot a cannon at a monster. It is most likely going to notice before you're done aiming. Now, again, you can kill those monsters. Just be careful of how they're hitting, but also just keep in mind that there is a actual human being under the monster. So they're not a piñata, even though it might feel like it sometimes. Let's just keep in mind that these people in there are very cool for wearing those suits in the heat and doing this for us. So let's stay safe for them and keep that in mind. Now, there are a few types of objective at Bico. I'm not going to go too long into those details because it really depends on the fight. You can always try to ask around for questions on how it works during those fights. Well, at the beginning of the fight if you really want to know, but often it's either going to be little time boxes that you go in, you open it, and then you tap so that, like a bit like a chess timer, so that your timer for your team starts counting. But otherwise, you may have little carabiners that you need to put on or remove the enemy's one. But again, just if you're not too certain about an objective, ask anyone on your team, and I'm sure they'll be happy to explain to you so that you know how to fight. Now, talking about teams, I did mention before that if ever you're looking for someone to fight under, or you're going there unaffiliated, or you get lost on the battlefield, and you are on the same side as Grog Steelmaw, I'm hard to miss with that big Steelmaw around my neck, you can come in and join Grog and his brother Finn and fight under the Barbarians. There might be glory waiting for you there. Just if you're looking for friends on the battlefield and things to do, come along and fight with us. Now, if you have any further questions, you can ask them right down in the comments below. At this point, that's already it for the Bico video. Just wanted to get another one real quick just before Bico. But if you like this video, just make sure to like it, comment down below to let me know if that helped you or not, or if you have any question like I mentioned.
Isso. Curte, comenta, compartilha e assim que puderem, apoiem a gente no Apoie, o link está aqui embaixo. Se vocês quiserem jogar com a gente, entrem no nosso fórum, que também está aqui embaixo.
But make sure to subscribe to join the Legion.
Isso. Muito bonito, né? Impressionante. É. Então, é isso do vídeo de hoje. A gente pode falar um pouco sobre o que é o Bicolline e conhecer um pouco mais do sistema de combate deles e também falar um pouco sobre os sistemas de combate do Sangria, né? Vou passar os agradecimentos mais uma vez, já que o OBS não está crashando nesse momento. Queria agradecer ao Dan, nosso primeiro apoiador. E se você quiser, apoie a gente no Apoie. Se você quiser que seu nome apareça aqui. É isso. E até o próximo vídeo. Tchau, tchau.